You know, I've been reviewing an awful lot of smart speakers lately, and they're cool, but you know, it's smart speakers. You know, they're convenient, they're nice. Some of them actually do sound really good, but like, they're just smart speakers. You know, it's just average. You know, what if one of my favorite companies, like Sonus Faber, decided to make one, and it was actually kind of set apart, you know, like something even I would actually want to buy. I can only dream.
Hey, Luke, we got a new speaker from Sonus faber. I think it's called the Omnia.
The Omnia. Well, that does sound like a really cool name that Sonus Faber would use. Let's see here. It is a Sonus Faber.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, just go.
Okay.
Go now.
Okay.
Dreams really do come true. Finally, at last before me is a product I'd actually never expected, but did wonder about, truly. The Sonus faber Omnia. And of course, it's a smart speaker. It's also a soundbar replacement, or we could just call it an all-in-one audio solution. But what's really cool about this, besides just being a Sonus faber, one of my favorite audio brands of all time, this really has a unique appeal. I'm gonna show you guys a few things that appeal not only to just the everyday person, but who wants a very gorgeous furniture piece that also makes for just audio somewhere in the home. And built into this, kind of beneath the skin, if you will, behind the curtain, are some cool, in fact, very cool tinkering features that really got me excited about this product as I played with it for myself. Sonus faber started out in the 80s, the brainchild of Franco Cerblin, very famous speaker designer in Italy. And of course, we know the rest. They went on to create some of the best loudspeakers that the industry has ever seen, and some of our favorites here at Gramophone. But for a little bit more background on the company and what their whole philosophy is, and how they got into the art of making beautiful looking and sounding speakers, don't forget to check out the live stream we did with Sonus faber's own Will Klein, who is just the audio poet, if you will. You can watch that right here. Before we get into the details though, make sure you click the subscribe button and that bell icon, because there's a lot of cool stuff on the way. Question of the day: up until this point, what has been your favorite Sonus faber product that we have talked about? But without further ado, the Sonus faber Omnia, the smart speaker with the coolest name ever, and a feature set that on one hand is simple and anyone can use, but on the other is robust and complex and in depth for audio people like me. There's actually a lot to unbox here. The Omnia is simple in its presentation, yet elegant and beautiful, but really underneath there's so much to talk about. A marriage of much going on here, and it all comes together to make a very cool product. So, physically speaking, what's going on inside the Omnia? You have 7 drivers in this little body, 7. There is a woofer underneath that is quite impressively large for a product like this. There are 2 side-firing woofers, 2 tweeters, and then 2 3-inch woofers up front. What's really cool is that these woofers and tweeters are classic Sonus faber, cellulose wood pulp woofers, silk tweeters. Yup, just like in the Lumina or the Cescendo, for example. They did not cheap out on either the materials themselves or on their own philosophy of using said natural materials. It's all here. On the top, take a look at that. Look at those cool light bars and how they look like they're seamlessly traced into the wood itself. Like, gosh, Sonus faber's woodworking talent is second to none. Up top, we actually have some hidden touch controls, denoted by the presence of these lights on the front here, but as I adjust the volume, you guys can see how the light bar tells me what level we're at. And then, touching right in the center here in this primary control bar, for just a couple seconds, we'll power the Omnia back on or turn it off. This is how the startup looks. It does this little dance and then everything just glows. It's good presentation. And then you can do things like change your input by just dragging across the middle of the bar to the end of the little volume lights. And just like that, you can go from AirPlay to Bluetooth, from Bluetooth to HDMI in, yes, this is a soundbar replacement, and even to a built-in phono stage that uses a unique little connector to integrate that into an otherwise small product. Yes, you can take a turntable and plug it directly into this smart speaker. Very few others, if any, can make that claim. Would we expect anything less from Sonus faber though? No. I mentioned the driver complement in this, and Sonus faber has a name for how that all operates when you unify this into this product called the Omnia, and we get what's called crescendo. Crescendo is how you take a speaker this small and you make it sound wide like two nicely spaced out bookshelf speakers. And the secret sauce for that is the side mounted woofers. Made out of that same cellulose pulp, so it's gonna have that Sonus faber sound, and DSP correcting them to integrate with the signal up front. This takes a stereo signal and finds a way to intelligently divide that between 7 different drivers, especially making use of these side-firing woofers. And the soundstage is nuts. You can even turn this crescendo feature off. If you want, you can, from a laptop or from a phone, connect to this product on your network and through a web interface, start manipulating things. Change the name of how it appears on your network. Some options for power on states or auto HDMI switching. Really, you can tune this thing to the nines. They really thought through all the software features of this software-based product. The cool thing about the Omnia is that its name denotes not only the fact that it's almost omnidirectional in its presentation, omni, all, everything. Like it's really capturing it all to make the whole package. And it's affectionately and appropriately named, I think, because of it. And so while you get the experience of using Cescendo, the touch interface, the awesome listening package that is Crescendo, it also keeps it simple too. How about a good old-fashioned remote with some physical, tangible buttons to mash? I still like the feeling of just pressing a volume up and down button, or from just the comfort of your chair, hitting the input, and just switching to whatever you need, like that. If you really want to dive into this thing, like I just mentioned with the web interface, you can. But anybody can take this out of the box and just use it. Things like Chromecast, AirPlay, and then for some slightly more advanced folks, but similar vein, Roon. We just know them. They just work on your phone, and that's it. But even in the other products that do these things relatively well and also keep it simple, what they don't have is that Sonus faber craftsmanship, that great sense of design, of style, and most certainly not that natural sound that comes from 40 years now of using natural materials to refine the speaker making process. And now it's in a package that serves as a replacement for many things. A replacement to entry-level hi-fi, a replacement for a soundbar, and a replacement for just a background speaker in a room. If you want really, really good background that just even adds to the overall aesthetic of the room. I mean, this is a Sonus faber product. Have you seen this walnut? Doesn't get any better than this. It's got an HDMI Arc, which kind of makes it the soundbar replacement, but it's just so much more. Imagine great dialogue mixed properly because not only of Arc, but because of Sonus faber's great DSP, and through that natural woofer material and silk tweeters and what have you, it's just gonna be good. But is it equivalent to like a big floor-standing hi-fi system with matching Macintosh amps and Sonus faber Olympica speaker? No. But for something that seeks out at $2,000 to replace your soundbar, to be an excellent room speaker for multi-room use, or just to be something that can compete even against a more entry level, but we're talking Sonus faber here, so keep in mind, it's like a notch above the average entry level. Yeah. I'd be hard-pressed, I feel like, to find someone who doesn't think that this looks very nice. But it is a little bit unique, it is a little bit different. I don't know, maybe it doesn't match the aesthetic of your home, so just keep that in mind, but that's something you're obviously going to be able to tell just by watching this video, so that's more up to you.
Also coming later this year, there will be another finish option, and that one is called Graphite, and it has a lovely graphite aesthetic.
Now keep in mind, if you are using this as a soundbar replacement, the Omnia for this more smart speaker category, the things that are trying to step in and replace a lot of these soundbars, is in fact very respective of your TV. It is really not that tall, but it is thicker than, say, the average soundbar that many of us might be used to. So keep in mind your TV's height if you want to use it as such and adjust accordingly or plan ahead. I was genuinely surprised by this product, truthfully. Here's yet another Instrument that actually does what it sets out to do and does it while looking the prettiest of all of them. I think tying for first place for best sounding. And on that note, I have great news. You can pick up your own Omnia at skybygramophone.com. The link will be down below. The checkout is secure, the shipping is fast and free. If you want to hear the Omnia, or any other Sonus faber product for that matter, please call ahead to one of our showrooms and we can get a demo together for you. You'll find us in Columbia, Timonium, and Gaithersburg, Maryland, and we'd love to have you swing by because, as my dad likes to say, Gramophone's like the Disneyland of electronics. You're gonna have fun. And of course, don't forget our beautiful kitchen design center while you're out and about in Hunt Valley. If you have any home projects coming up, start your search there because they will wow you with the things they can do. Thanks so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Talk to me in the comments. I want to know what you want to see. I'll see you in the next one. Be seeing you.